following presentation of the NBA.
It's just about game time. The Blazers never looked more.
Hey, Kevin.
Very dangerous indeed. David, thanks. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for him.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 slot. And for Milwaukee, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Middleton in at the small forward. DiVincenzo with the rebound. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
How about the court vision of Middleton? Just so good at finding the open man.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
And the Bucks with possession here. The Blazers getting the bucket. Covington with the steal. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. And the dunk by Powell.
Pressuring the ball and making a play that created the opportunity.
You know, you push it after a steal, there's almost no chance the defense can get back and recover.
Now here is Holiday. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Here's Giannis. Count it. Good. You know how this goes, Clark. Some guys check the standings every morning. Others won't look at it at all. They'll try to avoid it. What was your approach?
Well, you know, we were struggling as a team during my time in the NBA with the Pacers, so I wasn't doing too much standing watching. But for those guys that are thinking about it, it varies. Individuals look at it differently. I would be a guy who wouldn't want to see it all the time. That's like getting on the scale every day. That wouldn't serve me too well.
Just a load. I mean, at 7 feet, Nurkic also moves well, and that combo gets him to the line a bunch.
The Bucks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Giannis against Covington. Lopez kicks to Giannis. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Just off the charts, incredible athleticism from Antetokounmpo. Fending off contact like a real pro.
Pass to Nurkic. Lillard looking around. Back to McCollum. In the corner, Powell with it. Just 5 to shoot. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. That's a 2 from Lillard. The offensive rebound. That shot is off. For Milwaukee, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Now here's Lillard. He's as potent an offensive player as you're going to find in this league. He averages almost 30 points a game. Here's Holiday, and Holiday throws it down.
And Holiday's nimbleness gets him to the hoop on that one. His athletic ability is off the charts.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. McCollum, no good.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
Covington against Antetokounmpo. Inside, Lopez. Nurkic with the block. And now Portland on the break. McCollum with the ball. And the pass to Nurkic. Wants to get it to Powell, and does. Yep, it counts.
Great dish from Nurkic there. He really has a sixth sense for those reads.
To the middle. Pass to Holiday. Loads it up for Giannis. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's McCollum. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. And it's a tie ball game.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man. Puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. Nurkic with the block. Lillard fires away from way outside. Tie game in Milwaukee. And the second quarter will get underway. And recently, on the subject of trash talking, Giannis.
I like to stay locked in to the game. And
Greg, as you always say, different guys intimidate in different ways.
And when you have his level of length, athleticism, and skill, you don't need to say a word.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
Here are the five Portland has to start the second quarter. Anthony out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's McCollum. Then there's Derek Jones. And it's Simons in at the point. Now here's McCollum. He had 22 points in the win against the Magic in Orlando.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Here is Forbes. Outside Portis. Stolen by Kanter. Down low. Gets a hand on it. The Bucks trail. Portis in the post. He's against Kanter. Here's Connaughton. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Craig, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental, and I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
Hits it down to Middleton. Here is Forbes. He's coming off a 10-point game against New York. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Milwaukee. On Monday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers. Then on Wednesday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And that game against Sacramento, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
You know, it's really interesting to note that Forbes went to the same high school in Detroit as a certain friend of ours. I think the guy's name I'm thinking about here is Chris Webber.
McCollum passes to Kanter. And there is a whistle. That goes on Bryn Forbes. That is his first foul of the game. Powell, he's checked in for Portland. Passes it to Simons. Now the dish to Kanter, and Kanter throws it down.
Wow, the decisiveness is good to see. Kanter sensing when to slash and executing the pick and roll flawlessly.
Here is Forbes. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Moron, the pass to Portis. And Jones over to help. Here's Forbes. Misses the three. Trailblazers leading by 4. Here's Simons. Here's Kanter. And here is Powell. He's coming off a 22-point game against Orlando. And the dunk by Powell.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Derek Jones. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Bucks trail by 4. Tucker the pass to Portis. It's stolen by Anthony. Powell, that's good. Powell's got 8 points. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Blazers.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Here is Forbes. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Count it.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And so Lillard will bring it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. They lead by 4. Now the Bucks moving it up. Portis, the pass to Nwora. Back to Portis. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Lillard from outside hits it from 3-point range. He's got 7.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Here is Forbes. Pass to Portis. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Tucker. Rebound by the Trailblazers. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively, and they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
And thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following him.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. And no doubt that C.J. McCollum. And now with the second half about to get underway.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Trailblazers leading by 5. Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the 3rd. Setting the floor for the Bucks. At the forward spot, it's the 2 Antetokounmpos, Thanasis and Giannis. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the 5 spot.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And Holiday kicks to Lopez. The kick out to Holiday. And Antetokounmpo inside. Defended by Covington.
And you know, the way Giannis Antetokounmpo moves in the pick and roll is tough for the defense. I mean, there's no way really to match his size and skill set.
Lillard dishes to McCollum. From downtown. 5 on the clock. Back to Nurkic, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Brook Lopez. Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. And you played with the great one in Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for him.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think 2 guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the two guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line, they give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
3 young, dynamic centers. Those are good names. Now here is Holiday. Left side, Antetokounmpo. That one falls. Giannis has got 12.
So far, so good to begin this half. They're 3 for 3. Perfect. You know, growing up in Greece, Giannis Antetokounmpo was so poor, he and his older brother, Thanasis, had to share a pair of tennis shoes. I mean, how about how far he's come since then? Now he's the first foreign-born player ever with his own Nike signature shoe.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
It actually almost makes it a little more special. Grace over power is how I would look at it.
And Clark, they say back in Greece, all of Giannis's basketball shoes were hand-me-downs from his teammates.
Greg, nothing like not having enough to drive you to get more. I mean, clearly, you think about Giannis and his background and where he is now, he and Thanasis oftentimes would take turns playing in the game, swapping the same pair of shoes. Those days are long behind both of them.
McCollum kicks to Lillard.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Antetokounmpo passes to Lopez. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Clock at 6. The kick out to Holiday. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Rebounded by McCollum.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Holiday surveying the floor. Loads it up for Giannis. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And Antetokounmpo is so long. I mean, he stretches forever, covers a ton of ground.
Now Lillard, 15 points in the game. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
And there's the pass to Giannis. And the dunk by Giannis.
And the ball handling of Antetokounmpo, my goodness, really unreal. For a guy his size, his dribbling is ridiculous.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Lillard against Holiday. Nurkic dishes to Lillard. Over Holiday. Offensive rebound. Jones kicks to Lillard. McCollum outside. And the rejection by Giannis. Gets it off. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
And the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus is queuing it up. And even before we look at the replay, I'm pretty sure he got that off the time.
Yeah, that's how it looked to me, and that's the call we should see here. But no harm in going back to the footage and making absolutely certain.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. Let's listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team in the huddle.
We don't need to be in a hurry to beat them.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, Anthony is out there with Jones. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in the point guard. Now here's DiVincenzo. Defense right on him. Portis can't get it to go.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
McCollum, no good.
You know, he's just not taking good shots, not taking smart shots, forcing up a lot of low percentage jump there.
Middleton can't get it to go. Portland trailing here. McCollum outside. There's the three. The Trailblazers rebound. Cantor, the pass to Anthony. And it falls over the rim and in. Anthony's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Trailblazers. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. There's the lob to Portis. Stolen by McCollum. And now Portland on the break. And here they go. And that'll be 2 free throws. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. It's McCollum with the drive, and Cantor throws it down.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Bucks trail by 3. Pass to DiVincenzo. The Bucks working the ball around. Here's Connaughton. Here's Portis out to the right wing. To the inside. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, and you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And Portland making a change here. Harry Giles is checked in for Anthony. Little comes in for Jones. Norman Powell's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simon. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Antetokounmpo. Oh, that's blocked. Powell kicks to Little. To the paint. Kicks it out to Lillard. Tipped away. From deep. No good that time. Now the Bucks take it the other way. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. Good on that shot, and with that, the Trailblazer lead is cut down to 1 in the bucket from Antetokounmpo.
You know, feeling very comfortable taking a big shot when his team needs it. That's a sign of how Antetokounmpo has matured recently.
Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
Floats it up for Giannis. Stolen by Cantor. Little with the ball. Now guarded by Middleton, and the dunk by Powell.
In a game this close, this late, that kind of D is clutch.
It is. And then, Greg, to go in for the flush. That could be a backbreaker.
Well, you know, it certainly swings the energy and the momentum in one team's favor. That's basically a 4 or 5 point swing, which is huge.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Connects from downtown.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom. And in addition to his great talent, Antetokounmpo has the reputation of being an outstanding leader as well. He's a clutch player who demands the ball in these situations. You love that.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big. 2-possession game now.
Timeout called, the Bucks. They're trailing by 5. There's 18 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
They're trying to get back in this thing. They need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And, guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
Lopez passes to Holiday. Three-pointer. That one misses. Lillard with it. From deep three-point range. Can't get it to fall.
Well, they love to see that kind of defense.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
But traffic in New York City making its way. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for DeAndre Jordan.
We've seen him regress as a rebounder these past few seasons. His numbers have come down in that department, and I'd like to see him concentrate on bringing them back up. I'm sure the team would as well. You can never have enough rebounding.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5. And looking at the Nets, Jordan is out there with Green. Then there's Harris. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Harden in at the point guard. Around the league, Doris, we're seeing plenty of small ball, but some teams are going big. If you were a coach at this point, which way do you think you'd lean?
Well, Kevin, I think the best coaches maximize the talent at their disposal. And sometimes a coach philosophically may believe in, I emphasize the three-point line. I want to eliminate all mid-range shooting. I want to get to the restricted area and the free throw line. I mean, to me, I love playing a high-tempo, wide-open floor game. Let's let the players show off all their skill.
Here is Harden following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Harden against Lillard. Here's Irving. Back to Harden. And stolen by Lillard. Feeds it to Covington. Lillard, right side. To the inside. Here's Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
Yeah, quick thinking, wins Dame assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
The Trail Blazers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Lillard attacking.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Now here is Harris. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Passes to Nurkic. Irving against McCollum. Fires for 3. Rebounded by the Nets.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
3 on 3. Here's Covington. The pass to Powell. McCollum against Irving. And it's McCollum off the drive. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
I mean, call him a combo guard, 2, whatever. McCollum is a scorer first and foremost, and when he puts it on the deck, young fella is going to the hoop.
Now here's Harden. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Green finds Harden. Shot clock at 5. And the jam by Harden.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
It's McCollum on the wing. He's looking for Jordan and finds him. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Green with the ball. He feeds it to Harden. And the jam by Harden.
And Green is a critical role player for this team. His passing is really phenomenal.
Here's Lillard. Chalk up 2 there.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's Irving. No points in the game yet for him. 13 feet away. And the shot is long.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
Count that one.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Now here's Irving. Incredible numbers looking at his scoring averages. He's currently scoring more than 28 points a game. Yep, that one goes.
Boy, terrific read. Kyrie Irving understands what the defense is giving him and takes advantage.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Lillard against Harden. And a great move from Lillard as he gets it to go. Lillard's got 6.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
And so it's Portland with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And you have to credit their defense. Damian Lillard told us before the game when asked how
Humble beginnings. You know, I'm from.
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a 5-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Tyler Johnson. He's out there with Brown. Griffin is out there with Luwawu. And it's Claxton in at the 4 slot. Kicks it out to McCollum. No good from outside.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Luwawu. Griffin passes to Brown. That 3 off the mark. Trailblazers leading by 6. And it's McCollum off the drive. Out to the wing. Pass to Cantor. Shoots it up. The shake. And he sinks the layup. Cantor's got his first points of the game.
Enes Kanter embraces physicality, and if he wants to score it, he's going to play right through the defense.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Brown outside. Oh, Griffin in position. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Back to McCollum. And there's the foul. It'll go on Bruce Brown. That's his first foul. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Simons surveying the D. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Portland shooting their first foul shot of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Now Johnson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Claxton. Kicks it out to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Griffin inside. Anthony on him. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Here's Jones, and Jones with the stuff.
Boy, I love seeing Kanter distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Nets trail by 13. Here's Johnson. 8 points his last outing. To the middle. Claxton the pass to Johnson. Over to the left wing. To end the run. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
Here's Jones, and Jones with the stuff.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
Here's Irving, 11 feet out, and he hits it.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
1:14 left in the first half. Simons, the pass to Cantor. Portland moving the ball around, and Cantor throws it down.
Boy, once Cantor establishes position on the interior, forget about it.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Irving. A beautiful reverse layup. Irving's got 6.
Well, this second quarter has proven to be a turnaround. This guy looking much more comfortable all of a sudden.
44 seconds left in the first half. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. The Nets making a switch here. Green's checked in. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Irving with the ball. Lillard picks him up. Harden dishes to Irving. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. He's got 8.
He's been a marksman this period. Their shot mechanics finally in sync.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Lillard attacking inside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, it took Nurkic a while to kind of establish himself as a starting center in the NBA, but it didn't take long to see it's a role he deserves.
And it's Harris with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets, down by 12.
Come to me, come to me.
On the wing, Harris. It's Harden with the drive, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, this is the court awareness that Joe Harris gives you. He is so skilled at realizing how to give his teammates an open look.
And so it's Portland going into the break. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K. Well, he's been an elite scorer for so long in the league. Shaq, how does... And that's all we have.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Here's who Jerry Stotts is starting the second half with. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. In the corner, it's Harris. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
I think it might surprise people that Joe Harris does not mind contact on the interior. That's a nice shot. Wow.
Lillard way outside. That shot off. The Nets go the other way with it. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Lillard attacking. He gets it in there.
And no stopping Lillard. Excellent at staying in control no matter what the D throws at him.
So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Joe Harris. And it's Brown in for Irving. Green left side. Back to Brown. Down low, here's Claxton, and he banks in the layup.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Nobody near Lillard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
The putback, and Covington stays with it. And the Trailblazers lead by 9.
What an effort to get the tip in, just wanting it a little bit more.
Brown kicks to Green. The kick out to Brown. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things, never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Here's Johnson. A second chance effort. Pass to Brown. Here's Claxton. Guarded by Powell. Got a piece of it.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
Here's Simons. Here's Cantor. An easy 2 points on the layup. And now it's an 11-point Portland lead.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
And that's the trademark Griffin finish. Get in tight, elevate, and throw it down with authority. Big fella is a beast down low.
There's the pass to Powell. 6 to shoot. Lobs it up for Cantor. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Boy, Cantor is a big-time target. Sometimes just throw it toward the rim. He'll take care of the rest.
Here's Johnson. Rebounded by Anthony.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Kicks it to Powell. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
See, the athleticism of Norman Powell is a problem. This guy understands how to get defenders committed to him.
The Trailblazers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Brooklyn making some changes. Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Joe Harris comes in for Luwawu Cabarro, and it's Kyrie Irving in for Johnson. And a switch here also for Portland. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Anthony Simons. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Lillard's checked in for Portland. And Brown drops them both. There's 37 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Lillard, 11 points in the game. Here's Cantor. Here's the 3. And there's Lillard on the assist from Enes Kanter. Lillard's got 14 points.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Brown drives in. Anthony with the block.
Melo just reading the play the right way, put in the extra effort to come up with such a nice block.
Harden with it. With 1 on the clock, and it's good on the way in. 14 points for him.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
And so it's Damian Lillard making. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. We've got Jordan. Irving is out there with Harden. And it's Green, and it's Harris in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. They love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
And the basket by McCollum.
You know, it seemed to me they were shying away from a foul there. The D still has to be a little bit more physical than that. He's got to feel you.
Outside Irving. Inside Jordan. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Well, you know what DeAndre Jordan is going to bring to the table every night. Great effort, incredible presence on the backboards, a ton of length defensively. Love everything he does for you.
Cantor checked in for the Trailblazers. Lillard misses.
When you're not in rhythm with the 3-ball, why do you keep firing from there?
Harris passes to Jordan. Green dishes to Jordan. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Lillard fires away from way outside, from beyond the arc, and then some. Lillard's got 11 points here in just the second half. About a minute and a half through the 4th quarter now. Harden finds Jordan, and the dunk by Jordan.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Lillard scanning the floor. Pass to Nurkic. Cantor trying to free himself up. Nurkic can't hit. Nets trail by 13. Here's Green. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Cantor. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
The efficiency of Enes Kanter is impressive. This guy's massive on the blocks and knows how to score.
To the paint. Here's Jordan. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Now, here's Lillard, and there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That is his 1st foul of the game. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn, and the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Powell, he's checked in for Little, and Lillard gets it to go.
And we've seen Lillard hit that shot before. He has no fear when it comes to the deep 3.
Irving drives in. And that one's drained from the low block.
Well, as usual, this guy cooking on the offensive end. But right now, the other guys on his team have got to step forward.
And a deep 3 from Lillard. But they recover it. Cantor kicks to McCollum. The rebound by the Nets.
Man, he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland, where you were actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Again, the miss by Lillard. Nets trail by 14. We've got 1:08 left in the 4th. Nets passing it around. The drive by Green. Clock at 4.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, they've absolutely dominated that category in this one, and it's reflected in the score.
And really deep through that time.
That's one of the reasons Lillard is out there. He gives you that deep threat.
Outside Irving. Shoots the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And the basket by McCollum.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Lillard way outside. The rebound by Jeff Green. Here's Harden. It's deflected. They recover it. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. the creek.
Hey, Kevin.
There's been a transformation here in LA. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3. And for the Clippers, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in at the 1. The 3 from McCollum, hands it from downtown. In long-range shooting, a strength for both of these teams, Brent. What was the best shooting team you were ever a part of?
Well, Kevin, I had an opportunity to play in Seattle, and the teammates that I suited up for at that time was Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis, Luke Ridenour. That's a lot of firepower from the three-point line. Not much defense, and that's me, but a lot of three-point firepower. Now, CJ with great hands there, and that steal is going to lead right to that kind of transition.
Now George in the game against Philadelphia. Very impressive. Here's McCollum. Nobody near Nurkic. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For the Clippers, it's been a slow start here. It's a 5-point game. George, no good.
Yeah, a little bit surprising he hasn't connected on at least one of his 3 shots yet, but he's going to keep shooting. I'm not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups. And the lid's off. They're 1 for 4 to begin this one, but that shot might just get them going.
Here's Lillard. Paul George making his last shot. Lillard attacking. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And there's the problem. Lillard just too quick and too shifty to stop cold on any dribble drive.
Outside, George. Now the pass to Zubac. Los Angeles shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who you're going to pick to send to the free throw line. And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
Nobody near Lillard. Buries it from three-point range. Lillard's got 7 points in the game.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league. And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
Now here's Powell. He had 22 points in the win against Orlando.
Whoa, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. George with the bucket.
Just a great hustle play there. Energy and passion. This is what you play the game for.
Lillard against Jackson. Now here's Lillard. He's guarded closely, and he gets the bucket.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
McCollum against George. That's good for his 3rd bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
Well, you got to have just great ball control when you're making a move like that, and Paul George definitely has the handles.
Lillard surveying the D. Here's Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Clock at 6. Back to Nurkic. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
Yeah, the vision's one thing, but the timing also helps. Lillard prepared to get the ball to his teammate.
Back to George. And the layup's good off the glass. George has got 8 points.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Lillard against Jackson. Kicks it out to McCollum. Over George. Nurkic. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Jackson passes to George. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Outside Rondo. 6 on the shot clock. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Simons surveying the D. To the middle. Here's Cantor.
Nice to see Patterson make a difference on the defensive end of the floor, staying with his man.
And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Damian. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
Marcus Morris is out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's Patrick Patterson. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Mann in at the 2 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And Jones sends it back. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Simons. Off target from 3-point range. Clippers trail by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Outside for Rondo. Another shot, and Jones sends it back. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
And it's good. 2 points.
Well, he knows how to get the shot off at any time on that pick and roll. Natural instincts taking over, and the experience helping McCollum as well.
Rondo finds Kennard. Puts up a 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, those turnovers were inexcusable. So many of their possessions ended with them giving the ball away. It's one thing to make passes, but you need to pass to your own team, not the other one.
What happens to team chemistry, Brent, at this stage of the season? Teammates have spent, a lot of time together already at this point.
Well, this is where veteran leadership and guys who have been through deep runs, or their understanding of what it takes to have a team go through deep runs, can really pay off, Kevin. Making guys accountable to the things that you've talked about all year long in the next couple weeks, that's critical.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Norman Powell comes in for C.J. McCollum. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Now, here's Cantor. He had 15 points last outing. Oturu with the rebound.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Mann can hit. Trailblazers leading by 11. Here's Powell. Quick shot there, and it's off target. Clippers have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting for Los Angeles.
And he knocks down the first one. Greg, your son's been drafted. You were drafted in the NBA. As you look back on the process that you went through and your son Cole has gone through, what are some of the flags? What are some of the things that stand out to you?
First and foremost, boy, how time flies. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, at least it feels like, that they were calling my name on draft night. But
91, right? Yeah. 91.
You know, every stage of life, though, has its joys. And listen, to play the game I love and now see him playing it at this level, it's truly a blessing. And in his case, he probably loves it even more. You know, he didn't grow up the way I did. He grew up just with a true love and passion for the game. So it's humbling and obviously something that I take great pride in.
You were taken out of UNLV 1991, number 12 overall. Remember it like it was yesterday. Count the basket. Lillard's got 11 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Jackson looking around. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Zubac kicks to Jackson. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation. So for the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Enes Kanter. And Robert Covington subbed in for Jones. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Trailblazers. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. And that will be the fourth of this string of 5 played on the road. Powell finds Lillard. Down low. Here's Nurkic. And contact on the shot. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Portland, no good that time either. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
Nurkic getting up there and waiting that rim.
Clippers trail by 10. Outside Jackson. Inside, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Leonard. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Lillard from outside, and no good on the last second attempt this time. The clock runs.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He had 11 points, 3 assists, and that's all we have.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
It's something that isn't his strength, but he's done a great job of finding the open man.
Well, if we were grading playmaking today, it's an A+ from him.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Yeah, we could be having one of those nights where he becomes the one-man show for his ball club. You just don't need to tell him to keep scoring. He'll do it.
Here's Jackson, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on George.
Well, you have to be careful when Nurkic attempts those kinds of shots. He's very skilled at drawing contact.
Simons, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Kicks it out to Leonard from the arc. The Clippers keep it alive. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. McCollum with the ball. 8 points for him. And that one, good.
You give CJ that kind of shot, and he's going to knock it down. He'll exploit the defense all night long.
Here's George. That one doesn't drop. Great D that time from Nurkic.
The third quarter has not started well, just 1 of 4.
The three from McCollum. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Batum's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Leonard. Outside for George. Pass to Zubac. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Zubac has got 4 points in the quarter.
2 teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Pass to Nurkic. Shoots over Zubac. Nurkic can't hit. Clippers trail by 11. And George, here we go. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Here's McCollum. He's got 10. From deep. It's hauled in by Zubac. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Right side, Rondo. Yes, that goes in.
Embracing the hit on the way up. Rondo hard to take down. Even when he gets bodied up a little bit, the balance stays there.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Portland no good that time either. Clippers have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Kennard.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Cullen passes to Cannon. Takes it out to Covington. No good on the 3. Covington with the steal. Passes it to Simons. A minute 42 left in the third quarter of the game. That one goes in. And the Trailblazers lead by 9.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
With some arc, here's Zubac. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Robert Covington. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. McCollum against George. Now here's McCollum. He's covered closely. Anthony finds McCollum. Off target from outside.
Well, he got off to a terrific start from the perimeter, but in the second half, he can't seem to build on that early success.
Up again, and it's put back up and in by Rondo. Rondo's got 6.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Simons, the pass to Cannon. Here's Anthony. It's deflected.
You need more of this from Patterson. Such a big frame inside. I like to see it when he's swatting it away.
Outside for Rondo. 27 seconds left here in the third quarter. Wide open look here for Zubac. A 3-pointer, no good. Trailblazers leading by 4.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Yeah, every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
And here's McCollum for 3. The rebound by Patterson. With 2 seconds left. And there's Paul George on the assist by Patterson. He's got 13.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, this is not the team that we saw in the first quarter right now. Way more confident out there, and the cohesion of the team is impressive.
And we just finished. Terry Stotts had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hey, listen, they're just going to keep coming.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Rajon Rondo is out there with Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Batum in at the 5. Home in the paint. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team, just fighting tonight.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Well, I hope there's one player on that team out there that has interest in winning this game. Right now, it doesn't look to be one.
Out to Morris to take the lead. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Anthony. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 2. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And this is what he's worked on. As Cantor has become a more polished inside scorer, he's been drawing more fouls.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Fouls checked in, and Cantor drops them both. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Outside Leonard. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
Here is Lillard. From deep three-point range, it's Reggie Jackson with the rebound.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. And it's official. They have come all the way back. At one point, this thing seemed to be out of reach.
This is a testament to this team's fortitude, never giving up. Folks, we've got a new ballgame.
And sometimes as a point guard, you gotta take things into your own hands.
Yeah, right. It's okay to be selfish when you have a chance like that.
Well, if he's calling his own number, there's a reason for it. They respect the decision-making from him out there.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac has checked in for Morris, and Georgia subbed in for Jackson. And Lillard kicks to Little. No good with the triple. The Clippers trail. Here's Leonard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Leonard's got 6 in the quarter.
I mean, this is a battle-tested young player. Leonard's willing to put the team on his back when they really need a bucket.
Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
That's a tip of the cap there, always wanting to take the big shot for his team. Lillard makes more than his fair share.
Outside, George to take the lead. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Covington, and that one is good. Now it's a 4-point Portland lead.
Big-time hoop from Covington. He's had to earn everything he's gotten in his NBA career.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're down by 4. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Damian Lillard.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
Ennis Cantor's checked in for the Trailblazers. McCollum comes in for Little. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Tyronn Lue as he talked with the team. He's pleased that they're getting consistent points in the paint. He said, in this league, it's not easy to do what you guys are doing. Let's just keep doing it until they stop us. Kevin?
Thanks, David. It'll go. The Portland lead is step back down to 4 with the made basket from George.
Go ahead and lead him, Paul George. Stepping up, huge shot at this moment in the game.
Lillard outside. McCollum outside. Shot clock at 6. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Mann. Plays it up and banks it in. And now just a 2-point Trailblazer lead.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Now here's Lillard from deep. Cranes it from downtown.
Well, he has that ability, elevates his game in the clutch time. It's Lillard time. He's on point.
To the paint. Outside for George. The shot misses. And it's Portland the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. McCollum outside. The 3. But they get it back. Cantor, the pass to Lillard. Here's Mann. Good. Seven seconds left in the fourth quarter, and they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Well, you got quicks, you got instincts, and you got aggression. Damian Lillard capable of taking over just about any time he wants. Yeah, that'll ice it right there. Not everybody can keep their composure at the line in such a big situation.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it.
welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The lights of downtown. And here's a look at some numbers for C.J. McCollum.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games, guys. His scoring is way down, and he can't seem to fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at center. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. Now here's DiVincenzo. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Powell, that's good.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Now here is Holiday. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room. Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking about the postseason.
I agree. From past the arc, drains the three-pointer. Lillard's got 5.
Unselfishness always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
Here's Antetokounmpo, banked in off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 5. To the inside, Nurkic. The shot, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And it's Lopez penetrating, and the basket is good.
Taking it strong. Nice finish by the big fella. Way to get after it, Lopez.
Middleton against Powell. The dish to Covington. Back to Powell for 3. And another 3 for Portland.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start. Giannis Antetokounmpo has said he doesn't want people calling him the MVP because he doesn't want to relax. He said he fears failure, so he has got to get better.
Here's Lillard following the bucket by the Bucks. McCollum outside. Nurkic trying to get open.
Boy, you've really got to put those away, especially against soft interior defense.
Lopez passes to Antetokounmpo, and that one drops. 6 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Well, Greg, there's been some debate. What do you think? Is Giannis the best player right now in the world?
I tell you what, if there's a conversation, he has to be in it. You know, some people might go with Kawhi, Kevin Durant. He's coming back. LeBron James is there as well. But Giannis is probably the guy to lead that conversation. Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Middleton left side. Powell with the steal. Fast break. Here they come. Here's Lillard.
And a moment now to see the stats for Powell. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. 10th in scoring. And his sweet shooting stroke places him in the top 15 league-wide in three-point percentage. You've got to play him tight.
And you noted it. His points per game average is unreal right now. He's literally propping up the team's offense, scoring whenever they need him to. Here's what Portland's going with right now. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Norman Powell, and it's Simons in for McCullough. Here's Cantor. Kicks it out to Lillard. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 10 points.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Trailblazers leading by 9. To the paint. And there's Enes Kanter on the assist by Lillard.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Little, he's checked in for Lillard.
You know, it's really interesting to note that Forbes went to the same high school in Detroit as a certain friend of ours. I think the guy's name I'm thinking about here is Chris Webber.
Here's Simons. He had 15 points last outing. Inside. The shot's good from Cantor. Cantor's got his second bucket of the game to go.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Trailblazers out in front. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked.
I know that when the main guy.
He's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Portland.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
On the court for the Bucks, we've got Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Forbes in at the 1 spot. Kicks to Tucker. The pass to Forbes. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot, and you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to is really paramount.
Harry Giles is checked in for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Antetokounmpo. It doesn't go for him. Now Portland takes it the other way. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
And, you know, the guys on the bench have great confidence in themselves. And when their name was called, they were ready to compete and contribute.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Covington's checked in. It's Covington on the wing. A three-pointer off the mark.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
Portland leading by 9. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Cantor finds Powell. Drills it from outside. Powell's got 8 points.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
Here's Giannis. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Robert Covington picks one up.
Well, I tell you what, the long arms of Antetokounmpo are really incredibly lethal in the paint. Sometimes the defense really has no choice but to foul him and then hope he misses.
Simons, the pass to Covington, and so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. For Portland, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
Pass to Powell. Here's Simons. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. 6 on the shot clock. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Forbes the pass to Antetokounmpo. And Cantor pulls it down.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. It's Covington on the wing. Cantor inside, defended by DiVincenzo. Bucks trail by 13. Left side, Antetokounmpo. And it's blocked. And so they choose to intentionally foul. The Trailblazers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. Free throw drops for Covington.
Well, he's an outstanding defender and a very capable shooter. Covington is an extremely valuable role player.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Anthony comes in for Harry Giles. McCollum's checked in for Norman Powell. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And with an 86% free throw average, you can count on him to come through on most trips.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
Chris Middleton's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. Three-pointer, Lillard. The putback, it's good on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 17.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Passes it to Nurkic. McCollum outside. Lillard from deep three-point land. And the 3 off target.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Anthony with the block. And now we've got the intentional foul. The Trailblazers have gone 6 of 9 at the line. That free throw missing.
McCollum's carved out an impressive NBA career for himself, and I think he's still ascending. He was the 10th pick in the 2013 NBA draft. He's still got plenty of upside.
Jones checked in for Robert Covington. And Milwaukee also making a switch. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Both free throws good from Anthony.
And, you know, Carmelo Anthony is a special player, guys. A bulky, small forward with a quick trigger release, an elite scorer.
And here are the Blazers. They're on a 15-4 run. We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here is Lillard. 10 points for him. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Jones. Wide open. The rebound by the Bucks. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And in terms of intensity, they kind of took the night off. Looked like they were just going through the motions.
Yeah, you know, to me, I agree.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd joining. After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They're leading by 16. Kenny, how'd you... And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to be...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Bucks trail by 16, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
A really smart player. Holiday can find the spaces inside and exploit them for points.
Basket counts.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
A pass to Middleton from outside the arc. The shot comes out. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. And that one drops for him.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility. And boy, he can strike at any time.
Holiday with the 3. He can't get that one. Portland leading by 18. Down low. And again, it's Damian Lillard. Lillard's got 16. You and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Nurkic can't hit. Bucks trail by 20. Powell with the steal. And he commits the intentional foul. So for the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And Milwaukee also making a switch. DiVincenzo's checked in. A nice shot by Simons.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Milwaukee has gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Holiday finds DiVincenzo. Count that one. DiVincenzo's got his first basket.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. McCollum with the ball. Great numbers on a nightly basis as he averages over 24 points a game. Here's Simons. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
How about the springs of this guy, Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak? I mean, he just gets up off the ground like a rocket on these alley-oop chances.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. To the middle. Lopez with the steal. And Giannis pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Covington's reeks, the length of his arms really coming in handy when he goes up to block shots like that.
But they'll get another chance. Dishes to Powell. Portland moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Takes a 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Giannis has got 8 rebounds in this game. And the dunk by Giannis.
When Antetokounmpo is driving, he's locked in on finishing no matter what the defense hits him with.
Trailblazers leading by 17. It's Covington on the wing. Here's Simons. Antetokounmpo defending. Simons, the pass to McCollum.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
Here's Lopez. Giannis outside. Middleton for three. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got rebound number 5 here tonight. McCollum kicks to Powell. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. Trailing by 17. Not going to go that time. Trailblazers shooting at 50% in a decent group. McCollum passes to Simons. Trying to get something going. The rebound by Middleton. Antetokounmpo. That's a two-pointer. Up and in on the layup. Antetokounmpo's got 6 here in this quarter.
And, you know, this is why people are so high on Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's a ferocious player, great competitive spirit, tremendous work ethic, and highly skilled. He wants to dominate.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They're deep.
Just keep running. Keep getting stuff.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Portland leading by 18. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. P.J. Tucker is out there with Bobby Portis. Then there's Dante DiVincenzo. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert. Because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
Oh, nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it.
A jaw-dropper emoji is what I look like right now. Incredible.
Cullen passes to Nurkic. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, did you know when you were playing that you'd eventually want to call games, be in the broadcast table?
Kevin, no idea. I didn't have any clue, and quite honestly, didn't really think that there was a career that one could have in terms of broadcasting. You know, because cable was just kind of coming on as I was retiring. You didn't have your own network and the things that we take for granted now. So looking back on it, no, but boy, am I glad I did.
I am glad you did too. You probably don't remember this. Doc Rivers and I were doing a game. You came over to say hi to the two of us, went back out on the floor. Doc nudges me and said he'll be great in TV. We saw it then.
He's a good mind. The man knows what he's talking about.
Lillard way outside. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Bucks trail by 17. The wide open look here for Holiday. Rebound by Anthony. And so they foul intentionally. And the Bucks making a change here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Traps in the tray.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
Stolen by McCollum. Lillard with no one around. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Blazers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
And guys, the thing that jumps out at me is their block shots. I mean, they're playing up on the shooters tightly, and then they're sending them packing. I mean, putting those shots in reverse, all in a clear, good day's work.
From deep three-point range, and another three for Portland.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
You know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
Trailblazers leading by 23. McCollum right side. From outside, off the mark. For Milwaukee, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. And the call will be against Jusuf Nurkic. That is his first foul of the game. They swipe it. Guarded by Holiday. On the wing, Jones. Lets it go with a three. And it's Connaughton with the rebound. The Bucks shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Portis drives in. That one goes. Count it. Portis has got his first points in this one. So it's Portland now. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. On the wing, Jones. Portland moving the ball around. Pass to Giles. From down in the low post, it goes.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Here's Giannis, and the dunk by Giannis.
And I tell you, it's ridiculous how much space Antetokounmpo covers in just 2 strides. I mean, the way he handles himself going to the basket, man, it is one sight to see.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Trailblazers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And so they're able to even up the season series at a game apiece with 1 left to play, exacting a little revenge and really saving face. They did not want to go down 2-0.
Most definitely. I mean, going down 2-0 would have made their 3rd and final meeting of the season really difficult to win, but now they'll go into it with confidence and really liking their chances.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Lillard.
Boy, this game really had his name all over it. I mean, he relished being the guy who carried the load offensively.
And guys, it doesn't matter who you're rooting for. You've got to appreciate a reverse jam like that.
Greg, those kinds of dunks are how reputations are built.
Yes.
Well, his reputation is already pretty good. I think he just enhanced it right there.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. He tries for 3. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And Antetokounmpo is just a blur. I mean, I don't know how a 7-foot guy with that wingspan and all legs and arms can be a blur, but man, he's like a lightning bolt when he gets room to roll to the basket.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for... And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for DeAndre Jordan.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that... Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling letting him just cut through the defense.
Irving kicks to Harden. Back to Irving. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. And both these teams rely on low post offense, Doris, in a size-on-size matchup. What can make the difference?
Well, smart passing is one of the keys, Kevin. You have to be able to enter the ball into the low post in a way that puts that big in a position to score it. The ball's got to be moving. Can you get it side to side and get the ball inside at the appropriate time?
Pass to Claxton. Harris outside. He kicks to Griffin. Just 3 to shoot. The shot missing. And it's Portland the other way. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential trying to win on the road.
And Harris wide open. He shoots, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Catch and shoot. Is that Joe Harris's specialty? I think it is.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to McCollum. Here's Lillard to the paint. Nurkic. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Lillard outside. Powell dishes to Lillard. Launches it. Drains it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 5 now.
That's one of the reasons Lillard is out there. He gives you that deep threat.
Lillard against Harden. And that'll be 2 free throws coming. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to have a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Cantor checked in for the Trailblazers. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Brooklyn. Green comes in for Blake Griffin. Harden against Lillard. That's tipped.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
Nets trail by 3. Harden outside. Nets with a new shot clock. Back to Irving. Tries again. Rebound by the Trailblazers. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
Yeah, I mean, every time out, it's a learning experience to some degree, but that's not what they were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it hurts a little more when you play well and fail to close out a game. That was one they should have won. Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
It's stolen by Green. Irving with it. Lillard picks him up. And here's Harris from the arc. Connects from three-point range. Harris has got 6 points.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
Lillard the pass to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Irving attacking. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
The handles, the burst, almost impossible to stay in front of Kyrie on the drive.
Pass to McCollum. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game. For Brooklyn, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Here's Harden on the wing. The kick out to Irving. Feeds it to Jordan. Clock at 6. Irving against Lillard. Irving, good. 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
Wow, how about the start to this game? Taking excellent shots, capitalizing on everything the defense is giving him. This is great stuff.
There's the pass to McCollum. In the corner, Powell with it. Lillard from outside.
And something that Harden continues to work on. That kind of defensive effort makes his coaches.
It's all tied in Portland. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Total intimidation that first period. That is what has helped power them to this early lead.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Portland, Giles is out there with Nurkic. Then there's Derek Jones. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point for the Trailblazers. Enes Kanter comes in for Harry Giles. And Anthony subbed in for Yusuf Nurkic. Then for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Jordan. And Blake Griffin subbed in for Jeff Green. And a wide open look for McCollum. And it's off from three-point range. Griffin against Anthony. It's stolen by Jones. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. And it's denied. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Long range from the inbound. And McCollum the bucket on the assist by Jones. McCollum's got the lead up to 3 now for Portland. Brown against McCollum. Brown kicks to Luwawu-Cabarrot. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And Portland has possession. Trailblazers leading by 3. Cullen passes to Carmelo. Good on the bucket.
Now, just such a high percentage look, but with Melo, it's almost just a given. Tough to stop.
Johnson outside. Passes it to Claxton. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Simons surveying the D. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Again, McCollum missing.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
It's stolen by Jones. Here's Simons. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Johnson right side. Pass to Claxton. Here's Luwawu. Stolen by Kanter. And again, Portland running the court in transition. Here's McCollum. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Luwawu-Cabarrot kicks to Johnson. Pass to Claxton. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Well, terrific job by Tyler Johnson to do exactly what they want him to do, find his open teammates.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. And the pass to Simons. And here's McCollum for three. Second chance shot. Inside. Passes to Simons. McCollum outside. 4 on the shot clock. Jacks up a three. He's off on that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota to start a 3-game homestand with that game. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played, Anthony dishes to Cantor, and it's good for 2. Cantor's got his second bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Johnson down low. Griffin. And Cantor pulls it down.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Wasted no time on that one. And it's an 8-point Trailblazer lead.
Boy, he's putting pressure on the defense. That's 2 from downtown this period.
Johnson double teamed. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. It's the Nets now. Claxton the pass to Johnson. The kick out to Brown. Shot clock at 2. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Here's the Trailblazers with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Jones the pass to Cantor. There's 14 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. And finished off by Griffin.
Oh, my word. I shouldn't be amazed anymore when Griffin pulls off a dunk like that, but I always seem to be. The man has some unreal moves above the rim.
Here's Simons. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. The period wrapped up with the teams on level. And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter is set to be.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy, ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Griffin is out there with Harris. Then there's Irving. Then it's Harden, and it's Claxton in at the 5. Here's Lillard to the inside. Outside Irving. This is Harden. Nurkic with the steal. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Lillard with the ball. Buries it down low. Lillard's got 7 points.
And this is peak Dame, rising, firing, one of the more confident shooters we have in our game.
Harden kicks to Griffin. Makes it off the glass. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are. But look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with.
Oh, the power on that Pruden.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
Harden outside. And the jam by Harden.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Three-pointer, Lillard. Rebounded by the Nets.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Giles checked in for Anthony. And it's Little in for Jones. And then for Brooklyn, Jordan comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Green in for Blake Griffin. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Both shots good from the stripe. Nets trail by 4. Harden up top. He's got 6. The feed to Jordan. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Jordan's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Pass to Little. Giles kicks to Lillard. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Harden the pass to Harris. Back to Harden. Nifty move. Nurkic with the block, and he gets it back. Outside, Green. The Nets working the ball around now. On its way from Irving for 2. And the rebound by Nurkic.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Giles kicks to Powell. And a deep 3 from Lillard. And a miss there on the triple.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Lillard outside. 1:07 left in the third. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And when Lillard sees an opening, he takes full advantage. Skilled at drawing contact.
The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Cantor checked in for Portland. McCollum comes in for Norman Powell. Brownie's checked in for Brooklyn.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
They kick it out to Green. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
A different look now for Portland. Giles checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. There's 42 seconds left to play in the third. Pass to Simons. Irving with the steal. Left side, Brown. There's the dish to Harris. Back to Brown. Harris outside. The kick out to Irving for the tie. Little with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. We've got Robert Covington, also Enes Kanter out there. Anthony is out there with McCollum, and it's Simons in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
Even when Enes Kanter takes contact, he's able to stay in control and play through it.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 7. And he uses the glass on the layup.
I love that Kyrie Irving doesn't settle for something on the perimeter. He goes right to the cup.
Now the pass to Kanter. The three from McCollum. Rebound, Brooklyn.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
We so often identify Joe Harris as strictly a shooter, but this guy, he is a tremendous passer as well.
A three from McCollum. Portland again missing. Nets trail by 3. Outside for Jordan. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Robert Covington picks one up.
Now, when DeAndre Jordan is engaged, this guy is flat out a difference maker. He understands how to play to his strengths.
Damian Lillard, he's checked in for the Trailblazers.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
Anthony drives in. And Covington with the basket on the assist by Anthony. And the Trailblazers lead by 4. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Brown against McCollum. Poked away. Covington with the steal. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Kanter. It's hauled in by Brown. Nets trail by 4. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Robert Covington. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Nets. James Harden comes in for Bruce Brown. Irving finds Harris. Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Nets missing. Portland leading by 4. And here's McCollum for 3. And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Harden's shot is good.
You can see it. He's taking better shots, and the results are coming because of it.
Harden against Lillard. Outside Anthony. 5 to shoot. Lillard attacking. Here's Kanter. And that one is off. Nice D from Griffin. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Powell's checked in. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Boy, just a great use of the pump fake by Irving to draw that defender into fouling him.
Both free throws good for Irving.
You get the sense this guy relishes getting to the free throw line in these tough moments. You talk about clutch, this guy is it.
McCollum against Irving.
Listen, that's a look he can hit, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
To take the lead. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Huge bucket from Kyrie. Knows how to deliver.
Lillard against Harden. And Lillard throws it down.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Lillard against Harden. And Harden with the stop.
And this is what great players do. Harden understanding how to deliver in a big moment.
1:10 left to play in the final quarter. Powell, the pass to Nurkic. Kicks to Cantor. Good D by Harden. And here are the Nets. They're on a 14-6 run. In the corner, Irving with it. Pass to Griffin. 43 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Harden up top. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. And Cantor pulls it down. McCollum with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. Lillard against Harden. Lillard attacking. Got it!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Harden with it. Down low. Yes!
With a polished offensive game and an intense will to win, Griffin can definitely be trusted in crunch time.
Cantor. It falls!
Why, Enes Kanter's willingness to be the guy to take over in a critical stretch, so impressive.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Guys, what's your take?
And they have just enough time for a catch and shoot here. It has to be an immediate shot, though. That's their only hope.
And now, let's present our New Balance player of the game, Damian Lillard.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks, for Greg Anthony.
Parker is back for her third and final installment of her series on social justice and equality.
Last week, she brought us the story
CLA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the Blazers couldn't have looked any sharper as they came through the tunnel. And with...
Well, guys,
he's certainly come a long way, D.A. Thank you. Here are the five for the Clippers. They've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair. Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Greg, the 2 words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple of things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
Well, you bring up some great points. And stolen by Patterson. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. To the middle. Nurkic in the post, guarded by Jackson. Here's George. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
At 6'8", Paul George is a threat inside, looking very comfortable from in there. In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Look, oh, what a play!
Watch your hands.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. Here's Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. 6 on the shot clock. George. And George with the stuff.
And once he got up in the air, he just decided, you know what, I'm going to stay here for a while. I'm going to hit you with a little float. Float on. And then finally takes it down for the finish.
You mentioned the floaters on this. Absolutely. Good reference. Good reference. Here's Nurkic. Paul George making his last shot. Fires it up. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. For Portland, they won their last contest, that game against the Magic.
Smooth off the bounce with the strength to finish through contact. Paul George showing us how it's done.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. And then for the Clippers. Batum comes in for Patrick Patterson. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Batum passes to George. Batum trying to break loose. George, no good. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Trailblazers trail by 3. Rondo with the steal.
Yeah, that's sort of a picture of what not to do on those last 2 possessions. They're being way too loose with the ball.
Rondo, known for his quick hands on defense, that time turned it into offense.
Here's Lillard after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Back to Lillard. 1:57 left here in the opening quarter. It's good. Lillard's got his second basket.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
Leonard against Powell. Zubac kicks to Leonard. Takes the 3. And Cantor pulls it down. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And the dunk by Powell.
Great timing. That can be the difference between an assist and a turnover.
George looking over the floor. Batum trying to break loose. George, no good.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
McCollum, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
George with the bucket.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Passes it to Lillard. The 3. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
There's 45 seconds left in the first. Outside Rondo. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Robert Covington picks one up.
Love Rondo down there on the block. Nice move to catch the D off guard.
A different look now for Portland. Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. Jones comes in for Norman Powell, and it's Simons in for Lillard. Here's Simons. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Magic in Orlando. Anthony finds McCollum. Lets the 3 fly. They get it back.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Now here's Rondo. Not a lot of room. Anthony with the defensive effort. McCollum outside for the 3. Buries the long-range jumper. McCollum's got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for Portland.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
A good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Marcus Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Luke Kennard. And there's Jackson, and it's Man in at the 2. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think's going to lead the pack there?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. It'll go. The Portland lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Jackson.
The defense having to respect Jackson's outside game. That opened up things for him in the inside.
Here's McCollum. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Proving once again that when you attack with confidence, good things tend to happen.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
This is a close-knit group. They feed off one another's energy.
Here's Simons after the Clippers pick up 2. Here's Nurkic, puts the move on, and he gets contact. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. And as fans and broadcasters, we're not permitted to hear the specifics in these huddles.
No, we're left to infer from the adjustments we see on the floor.
A different look now for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Anthony. Norman Powell comes in for C.J. McCollum. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Anthony Simons. Now here's Rondo. The pass to Okuru.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
Jones, the pass to Powell. Offline with his 3. Looking at Portland, they took a win in their last game against the Magic in Orlando.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
They embraced the challenge as well. They hit big shot after big shot to keep the other team at bay.
And here are the Trailblazers now after the Clippers pick up 2. Nurkic, and it's sent back by Morris.
And this is what staying active can give you. Morris sending that one back with authority.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw of the game here. Free throw, no good for Nurkic. The Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam. Here's Lillard. 7 points in the game. Powell dishes to Lillard. Jones the pass to Lillard. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Lillard's got 9.
What strength from Lillard. Just not allowing the defense to have the last word.
.152 left to play here in the half. Here's Kennard. And Jones sends it back. And they're able to recover. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Anthony's checked in for the Trailblazers. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office.
The rare guy who can do everything at both ends. Paul George gives you a chance to win every night.
And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And Portland making a change here. Little's checked in. The shot, no good.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Patterson can't get it to go.
It seems like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
And Lillard gets it to go.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Outside, George. Zubac kicks to Leonard. Over Little. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Very surprising. He gets the ball where he wants it in a decent matchup.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
Now, here is George. They picked up 24 points in their last one against Philadelphia. There's the triple. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board. Trailblazers leading by 3. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Left side, George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Ooh, the craftiness of PG-13. Awesome job fooling the defender and jumping into the contact.
And George drops them both.
He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarters.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 13 points and 1 assist. That about wraps it up. Time now for the second.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the pivot spot manning the middle. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Covington passes to McCollum. Shot clock at 5. Lays it up off the glass. McCollum's got the lead up to 5 now for the Trailblazers.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Got that bucket in no time at all. George has got 14 points for the game.
So far, George's competitive play has worked well. He's getting just about everything to fall.
Lillard from outside. Great positioning on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And the Clippers call time here. A different look now for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Harry Giles comes in for Robert Covington. And Jones subbed in for Powell. George passes to Jackson. And yes, it's good.
That is a powerful point guard right there. Reggie converting against very tight defense. The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Clippers trail by 3. Here's Morris. Outside for Jackson. And Damian Lillard pulls it down.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Here's Giles. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got his 4th assist in this one. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. George from deep three-point land. No good. Now Portland takes it the other way.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Cullen passes to Giles. And it's sent back by Leonard.
Yeah, that shot gets jacked. Great anticipation by the claw.
And there's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Nurkic.
Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
Lillard from deep three-point land. The Clippers grab the miss. Oturu's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And he comes up with the deuce. Now just a 3-point Trailblazer lead.
You can see the work Kawhi has put into his ball handling. Gets separation almost any time he wants.
Lillard from deep three-point land. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. And Jones sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here. A different look now for Portland. Anthony's checked in for Giles. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Pass to Rondo. Banked in off the glass. Rondo's got 6.
And the strength of Rondo finishing through contact.
McCollum outside. No good on the triple. For Los Angeles, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Rondo looking over the floor. Keeps it alive. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays.
It's Jones on the wing. Pass to Nurkic. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Nurkic has got his second basket of the game.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court. But when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside. Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And it's Anthony with the jam.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Rondo drives in. Outside for Batum. Here's Mann. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It goes on C.J. McCollum. It's his first trip to the line.
And you know what? The work he's put in at the line starting to pay off. How about 78% on the season?
5 seconds left in the third quarter. Powell for 3. The putback. And it's in. Oh, wow. He nails the buzzer beater. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. 3-point lead. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Ivica Zubac is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Batum. And it's Rondo in at the 1. Simons the pass to Cantor. Shot clock at 6. Covington dishes to Cantor. Up again. And Covington stays with it. Covington's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Trailblazers.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
The direction this game is headed is going to come down to a couple key buckets by either team.
And the first one at the line is good.
You know, Rondo takes great pleasure at slicing and dicing up the defense. One of the best passers in the game.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
From deep, sinks the three-pointer. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Outside, Rondo passes it to Patterson. And it's rebounded by Covington. Covington's got 4 rebounds in this game. In the corner, Powell with it. Trying to find Cantor. Gets it to him. A 3 ball. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. And Patterson kicks to Batum. And good that time. Trailblazers leading by 4. Here's Simons. Cantor controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And the Clippers call time here. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. A different look now for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Robert Covington. McCollum comes in for Norman Powell. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anfernee Simons. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He told his guys the inside game is working, so stick with it. That means posting, slashing, getting to the rim, whatever produces these high percentage looks. Kevin, back to you.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Clippers trail by 7. Outside, George. And the rebound by Nurkic. Portland's gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Kicks it out to McCollum. Back to Lillard from deep. To the right side. Fires the 3. Here's Nurkic over Morris. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Leonard, the pass to Mann. There's 1:47 left here in the fourth quarter. Off target at the rim. Floats one. Good work defensively by Morris.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Ooh, the defense gets away with a late rotation. That's a shot he normally makes.
Lillard with it. We've got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Portland needs to get off a shot. And here's McCollum for 3. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Portland.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still 2 more to go in the season series.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Damian Lillard.
Hard not to be impressed by what he did tonight. He was aggressive, he was efficient, and the defense had no answer.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
They gave the team tremendous energy tonight. The fans were fantastic. It was a true home court advantage.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And a deep 3 from Lillard. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Lillard's got the lead up to 10 now for the Trailblazers. George with no one around. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Now here's Lillard. From deep 3-point range, misses the shot. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win and one where they